Is it a coincidence that the Vegas Golden Knights are facing off against New Jersey and New York in the road trip the same weekend that Spider-Man No Way Home is released? I don't think so. Let's go! Yeah!
Bro! He did it! Oh, we're on a freaking power play! Why are we not shooting? Yes! Let's go!
I can't even grammar properly right now. How frustrated I am.
We're gonna cheat tonight.
My hair is a mess. Again, I'm going to be covering two games in this one, the one against the Devils and the one against the Rangers. The Golden Knights win against the New Jersey Devils 5-3 in quite the fashion for the last 5 minutes there. Holy moly. Devils have kind of been struggling recently in the last, I don't know, 4 or 5 games they've lost, and so that means they're going to put up a tougher challenge than Boston did. And they do immediately open the scoring. Jack Hughes, the middle of the Hughes brothers, who's pretty sick. I have him on fantasy. That's fun. Immediately, minute 41 seconds in, scores a really good goal. But Vegas will go to a 5-on-3 in the middle of the first period, and it goes we don't score on the 5-on-3, but on the 5-on-4 right after, it's DYLAN COGHLAN who's stepping in for Shea Theodore, who was sick, not with COVID. So he sat out this game, but DYLAN COGHLAN up in the power play unit, and that guy is, I remember hearing the broadcaster say like a year ago when he was first playing with the team that he was a power play specialist, and so having him to be able to fill in that role while Shea Theodore's out is fantastic. And honestly, Shea Theodore's been kind of struggling this season to be able to get any really offensive production going, and DYLAN COGHLAN actually scored here, and so that was fun. Then in the second, our fourth line putting in some work. Brett Howden to Kolazar, and then it's tipped in front by Carrier. An amazing pass, like perfectly accurate from Kolazar. I don't know how we can get that to apply to his shooting, but yeah, Carrier with a tip in to go make it 2-1, and that's really all that happened in the second. The third one, that was a fun period. The Golden Knights make it 4-1 because William Karlsson wild built an absolute laser of a shot. And 30 seconds later, Matthias Janmark and Nick Waugh on a 2-on-1, and Nick Waugh buries it past Blackwood to make it 4-1. And we're like, okay, we're fine. Vegas is fine. Right? No, and it's because of our special teams. Our penalty kill only gave up 1 in this game, and it was to Thomas Tatar. Of course it was, because he played for us, and to make it 4-2. And then we go on the power play. And we allow our second shorthanded goal of the season. This one to Jimmy VC, he deflected it. It went off of his body, not his stick though, so that kind of hurt. But I mean, hey, it's a goal, and it's a shorthanded goal. And I don't know what Vegas did in like this instance. They just kind of broke down defensively in front of their own net. They weren't trying really to go for the puck. They just, you know, fell asleep, and that's gonna be familiar in, I don't know, 30 seconds. And he had a partial breakaway before this and missed the net. Just like that, it's a 4-3 game. And that was really unfortunate. But I mean, hey, Marchessault gets an empty netter, so that's good, makes it 5-3. And then New Jersey scores to make it 5-4 with about 16 seconds left. And there was some issues though, because that was offsides. So it was called back because Pete DeBoer challenged it. And the Devils, what are you doing? Lined up, what is this guy's name? Geertsen, who's a defenseman, at forward. And he's known as a tough guy.
Like you really rough guy.
They were trying to instigate some stuff at the very end, and it even says here in the Sportsnet thumbnail that it's the Devils instigating it. There were a couple of things that weren't necessarily the greatest about this from Vegas' side either, like Petro attacking somebody that Braden McNabb had in a headlock. Geertsen went after Petro first, gave him a really not good shove after the whistle, and then Braden McNabb jumped on him, and then it was just a lot of shenanigans in that last 15 seconds, drawing it out like the NBA draws out their last minute of games. Robin Leonard gets into it and gets ejected from the game. He was trying to defend his teammates, so it's not necessarily the same as swinging his stick at someone else, because just to start stuff. Full on line brawl, and Leonard was trying to stick up for his teammates, and so he gets ejected because he was not stopping. And that's the thing, nobody wanted to come near him because he was terrifying. But the game will end 5-3. Just, that's gonna, this whole last 15 seconds is gonna make an interesting game come April when they come to the Fortress. This this was the end of Pacioretty, Stone, and Stevenson's point streaks, unfortunately. And that'll bring us to game 30 against the New York Rangers. Vegas Golden Knights' first game ever against Gerard Gallant. And that was a fun reunion. And then Ryan Reeves also on the Rangers side of things. They did not have Artemi Panarin. Brett Howden also against his former team, so that naturally means that he's going to lead off the scoring. Our fourth line is putting in some really, really good work in these two last games. Howden opening the scoring here, making it 1-0 as the only goal for the first period. But really, really nice play overall from the fourth line. And then in the second, it all goes to poop. They just, you know, fell asleep. 17 seconds in, guys. Like, serious? Mika Zibanejad from Kreider makes it 1-1 tie game, and then 10 minutes later, Chris Kreider from Mika Zibanejad makes it 2-1 Rangers, and that's just, you know, so much fun. Vegas didn't really seem to want anything for the remainder of the game because only 4 shots in the second period, and then there was like 2-1 shots through halfway through the third, and that's not what you want when you're down by a goal. You don't want to be only taking 2 shots in the first 10 minutes of a period. That's not good. But off of this face-off win, the fuck is it over to DYLAN COGHLAN? We have to rely on DYLAN COGHLAN to get offense going. Really? Okay. Okay. Brett Howden wins the draw. It's sent over back to Haig, who sends it over to Coghlan, who flings it on net. Very, very sneaky. Matthias Janmark with a perfect screen in front. So he's not going to go on the score sheet for this other than a plus here, but did a really, really fantastic job to help this goal to happen because Georgiev, as he was screening, couldn't see it. Brett Howden, both points that are on the Vegas Golden Knight goals. And then we go to overtime. And this overtime was so much fun to watch. Like, there was a lot of chances, more for the Rangers than for the Golden Knights. They had more offensive production, but both of the goalies stood on their heads. Brossoit, amazing saves. Pacioretty had 3, count them, 3 breakaways and could not bury a single one of them. Georgiev had 2 stops and then 1 Pacioretty just completely missed wide. There was not a single whistle that entire overtime. That is a lot of fun, and tell me who wouldn't enjoy 10 minutes of this. So it'll go to a shootout. Laurent Brossoit's first of the season, first as a Golden Knight.
If we don't see Reeves or Howden in this shootout, it's a crime. Nick Waugh had a fantastic move against the Ducks in the only shootout we've been in so far this season, and he's going first. So, wow, good job, Georgiev. All right, Capo Caco, 2nd overall pick from 2 years ago, missed. Dodonov. What was that?
Awful shot. I don't know what he was doing. It was just like he waited too long and then just kind of last ditch effort, tried to fling it on, and it was not good.
Zibanejad. Save. Glove. Brossoit. Whew. All right, Jonathan Marchessault. Jonathan Marchessault. Let's go. All down to Brossoit. Ryan Strome. Shootout win! Let's go!
With that shootout shot from Marchessault, the Vegas Golden Knights will win this one 3-2 against the Rangers, and they increase their win streak to 4. These games were a lot of fun, and they were really close games, and the Devils had their own kind of fun with us in the last 15 seconds. They went dancing with the Devils. Really, really good performances from Howden in the fourth line as a whole against his former team and against the Devils. So let's have some fun to close this road trip on Sunday with a matinee against the Islanders. But that's gonna be it. Who do you think I should get on this Rangers jersey? I was thinking either Lundqvist or Reeves.
Just still processing the fact that you have a Rangers jersey.
Anyways, it's gonna be it for games 29 and 30's nightly review. Thank you so much for watching and have a good night.